welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal Discussion, where he answers viewers' questions, all the legal questions, on air. And first of all, always good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Hi, Will.
Appreciate it. Let's take a look at our question. My son got pulled over for speeding. The officer said he clocked about 40 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. My questions are, should he go to his court date by himself, or should he hire a lawyer? Because this, I mean, it's his first offense. Will this have any effect on his insurance rate? And if so, is there any way to prevent that from happening?
Hey,
Will?
Great question. Lots of stuff in there. I really like it. You know, there are places where you can go to court by yourself without an attorney. And frankly, you can do that anywhere. Now, your success rate's going to vary, depending on where you go. I always caution people against going by themselves, and here's why. Let's just say there's a couple different ways that you might work out a speeding ticket. So you might go to a prosecutor and say, I'd like to keep points off my record. And the prosecutor says, that's fine. Tell you what I'll do. I'll recommend that you do driving school in lieu of points, and you won't have any points on your record. Sounds good?
Yeah?
Yeah. Here's the problem with that. You're still going to have a conviction for speeding. It's still going to go on your driving record as a conviction for speeding. Your insurance company is still going to see it, and they're still going to be able to use that to raise your rates.
I thought it erased all that.
I know. Everybody thinks that. But that's not what happens in that scenario. But what might happen is you could go to court, or a lawyer could go for you, and could come back and say, I'll tell you what, we're going to suspend the imposition of sentence on this case. You're going to do driving school as a condition of your probation, and you're going to pay court costs.
Penalty without conviction.
How does that sound?
That sounds good.
That sounds good, because that, by operation of law, is not a conviction, does not get reported to your driving record, does not show up if your insurance company does a driving record check, and therefore could not be used to affect your insurance rates. So that's why I usually recommend people have an attorney. Those two dispositions sound very much the same.
Sounded,
but they mean very different things.
Knowledge is power, isn't it?
Exactly. When you come out of it. And there are some courts where you might go and the prosecutor just might not make you an offer at all. They might make you an offer that you don't understand. They might make you an offer that you think you understand, but ultimately maybe isn't quite the outcome that you were looking for.
Well, as soon as they start throwing Latin around, you're generally lost.
And hopefully
if you're not educated in that.
Hopefully that's not going to happen on a simple speeding ticket.
Well, you know.
You know, the other thing that comes up in, normally hiring an attorney on a speeding ticket is relatively inexpensive. I mean, through my website at MissouriTrafficTickets.com, we're going to do that for most people for $100.
What about a wreck?
Car wrecks usually charge a little more, maybe $125, $150, because it usually takes a little more talking to, a little more fact gathering before we go into the prosecutor.
But that's the kind of dollar amount that you're talking that is a whole lot less than the conviction and the insurance and everything that goes with it.
Right. Well, now normally when we work something out for somebody, you're still going to pay a fine.
Sure.
You're just going to pay it on something that's not going to be part of your driving record when it comes out. But where the savings really comes in is if you're on, especially if you're on preferred rates, which you've got to keep your record clean for that, it's going to save you a lot of money on your insurance costs to do that.
So the only bad luck would be if your agent happened to be sitting in the
Actually, you know what? Your agent is usually on your side because they want your business. They want to take care of their clients. I have a lot of insurance agents that send their insureds right to me.
That's a good thing.
That is good.
Traffic tickets off the record.
All right. That sounds like a great answer to.
I
think that's the kind of question a lot of people wonder about. Speeding ticket? Do I really need to get a lawyer?
Well, the other people,
it's a good idea.
And the other thing people think is, if I'm guilty, there's nothing that can be done. That's not true.
Okay.
Just negotiate the disposition.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Will.
All right, if you have a legal question for Will, you can email him at wworsham@color10.com, and of course, he will answer your question on the show. Always good to see you.
Hey, you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll be right back to wrap things up right after this.